Hello. Okay, I wanted to make a video because, as some people know, I have completely gone off of benzodiazepines, and it's been a fucking journey, man. It's been the craziest and hardest thing I've ever been through so far in my life, to be honest. Which is what, the majority of people who go off of these things say. So anyways, I wanted to make a video for a few reasons. One, for people out there who are going through this or will go through this, because when you're going through this, you become obsessive about it and you watch everyone's videos to look for even a fucking smithereen of hope. And I want to give hope to others going through this. Now, in this video, I am going to talk about my symptoms and what I'm currently going through, knowing that I am not healed. So if you're sensitive to that and watching this video, then click off this video, because I'm going to talk about what I've been going through since I've jumped off. It's been about 8 weeks now, almost 8 weeks. 8 weeks tomorrow. So the first while, my anxiety, like the first few weeks, really, my anxiety started climbing. I noticed it was climbing and I was like, something's off. I really felt off. And I felt like I was like on the verge of getting sick all the time. Mind you, I did get sick, like with actual viruses. Like since I jumped off, I immediately got the stomach bug that makes you puke all the time. And then I got COVID. So it's not been the best luck. But anyways, my anxiety was climbing and I was like, this is weird. This isn't normal. I had a really good hold on my anxiety before all this. I dealt with anxiety, but like it was never like an issue, it was something that it didn't affect my life anymore. I was really good at dealing with it. So I was like, what the hell is going on? And then the panic attacks came, and they were very severe panic attacks. I thought I was dying, which like you commonly do when you have severe panic attacks. Wanted to drive myself to the hospital. So glad that I didn't. Couldn't eat for a couple of weeks. Like I would force myself to eat some foods, but I started rapidly dropping weight, which is another huge trigger for my anxiety because I'm already a very thin person and I get very scared if I start dropping weight. So anyways, that was really hard to deal with. And then as that started to subside a bit, what I found helped me was I had a couple hypnotherapy sessions that really broke through to me. It still tried to come back a couple times after that, but it did gradually get better, and I kept using the tools that I was learning to get through it. So anyways, then the fog came on, which is actually derealization. So something that I find interesting is a lot of people who go off of benzos who have never experienced DPDR in their life before, which is depersonalization, derealization. It's a feeling that either you're not real or the people around you aren't real. And for me, it's a little bit of both, but mainly that the people around me aren't real. And it feels like you're in a dream, and it's really scary, and I hate it, honestly. I never had that before. And a lot of people who came off of benzos or started tapering benzos had never dealt with that before in their lives either, and then started dealing with it as a result of the withdrawals. So anyways, that came on, and that was extremely scary for me, and it hasn't left since. So it's been hard. What I have found has helped me is just accepting it. That stopped me from having debilitating panic attacks about it. It sucks, but I'm reassured knowing that it does eventually go away, because it goes away for anyone and everyone. So it hasn't gone away yet. It's been several weeks, and it's very hard, and it gives me anxiety, and it gives me depression, and anxiety and depression are also a side effect or a symptom of coming off the benzos. And this is all very strange for me because I was at a point in my life where I was happy. I was human. I had bad times and good times like everyone else, but overall, in general, I feel like my life was going very well. And so I know that this is a brain thing, and it's my brain trying to function without the medication because I had been on it for so many years. See, what happens when you're on a psychiatric drug and then you come off, your brain was relying on that drug to make those chemicals that the medication was giving you, and all of a sudden it doesn't have it anymore. And so that's kind of, it's kind of scary and fucked, to say the least. And that's why it's important to wean really slow, because it kind of like, as you're weaning, it gives your brain time to start to begin to heal itself. So it's different for everyone. So some people, it's like, oh, they feel shitty for a couple weeks and then they start feeling better. Some people it's a couple months, some people it's several months, some people it's a year, some people it's several years. And the fun part is we don't know what's going to happen for us in particular. So for me, no idea how long this is going to last, and that sucks, but I try not to think about it too much, because when I start thinking about like, oh my god, what if this lasts like 5 years, then it feels overwhelming and like I can't do it, because you don't want to live another hour like this. And I know that's really depressing, but that's actually how it is. I might seem fine on camera and everything, but right now nothing feels real around me, and I have anxiety and bits of depression, and sometimes the depression is super heavy. I had a solid week where it was like suicidal ideation and everyone is better off without you kind of thinking, and I knew that was a red flag, so I immediately told my support system about it, which includes my psychotherapist, my parents, my husband, my friends, a whole bunch of people. So if you do ever feel like that, it's important to talk about it. It's important to talk about how you feel all the time to people, because you don't need to struggle alone through your shit. But anyways, before I get off on a tangent about that stuff, this has been the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. And everyone who goes through this says that. And the nice thing about it is that it does eventually end. Your brain does heal itself, and it's really cool and amazing that your brain can heal itself. Look up neuroplasticity if you've never heard of that before. Look it up. It's really cool. So anyways, that's where the hope lies, is knowing that this is temporary. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's not going to last forever. And a lot of people experience what's called windows and waves. So windows are moments when you're starting to feel better and more like yourself, and waves are moments where all the symptoms are back, and everyone's symptoms are different too. Some people struggle more physically, some people struggle more mentally, some people get a mixed bag of both. For me, it's been a bit of a mixed bag, but it's been a lot of mental shit. And like they can run hand in hand too. But anyways, for me, it's been panic attacks, which have faded off once I started accepting what I was going through. So I think that's a huge thing if you're going through this, or really anything major and traumatic in your life. Acceptance, which doesn't mean just lie there and take it. It means like accept that this is where you're at right now, but do the things that you have to do to get through it. And then, so that for me, that involves exercise, and I wasn't exercising before I started going through this, but it's really kicked my ass into like doing whatever the fuck it takes to feel better, because I don't want to feel like this anymore. So I'm going to do whatever I can to make it better. So I've been exercising. I took up yoga and bike riding. I started painting again. I've been doing crossword puzzles, really good for your brain. I've been doing reading, listening to a lot of podcasts, getting outside every day. What else? Clean eating, back on the healthy eating train. I wandered off for a good year and it was fun, but I'm back. Reaching out to your support system and just talking about it, and trying not to focus on what you're going through so much. Like, it's so easy to become obsessive about, like, it's probably easy to become obsessive about what you're going through no matter what it is, but in the benzo world, I know that it's very easy to like go down all the rabbit holes and read all the horror stories and the symptoms that people are going through, because you're just trying to find hope. You're trying to find someone to tell you like, hey, it's not so bad, you're gonna feel better in a week, but no one can tell you that, because your story is your story and you're gonna go through what you're gonna go through. So yeah, that has been another thing. I had to delete Reddit off my phone, so I'd stop going on it to look at benzo stuff, and really make a commitment to myself to not keep looking into it. And there are days where it happens again, and then I feel like shit, and I'm like, oh yeah, shouldn't do that. It feels shitty. So yeah, just forcing myself to do these things. I make a plan every single night what I'm going to do the next day, because if I don't have a plan in order, then I find that I get more anxiety. And then I just do the things despite how I'm feeling. It doesn't matter if I really don't want to do it. I do it anyways. because it's about training your brain to feel okay and safe and that you can do things. Whether it's as simple as washing my hair or going for a walk, or making a recipe, I plan things to do the following day, and then I just do them no matter what. So that's good advice if you're no matter what you're going through, if you're feeling depressed or anxious or anything like that. If you want to feel better, you have to do things that will make you feel better. And if you don't know what those things are, you got to try out different things. And why not start with the things that everyone says, like exercise? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it any of these days, but I just do it anyways. My physical symptoms have been, like, I got really, really, really bad body aches for a few days. And then weird headaches, ringing in the ears, the tinnitus thing. I guess that's a really common thing in withdrawal. And you know what? I don't even like calling it withdrawal at this point because I'm almost 2 months off. The drug is out of my system. It's long gone, and thank God. But what happens is your brain is injured because it's not producing those chemicals anymore, and so it needs time to figure out how to do that again. And so that's what's going on. But I don't even, like, I say brain injury because it helps explain it better to people, but like also my brain is healing. You know, it's healing from the injury, and I like to focus on the aspect that it's healing. So your brain can heal no matter what it goes through, and that's really cool. And I'm really grateful for that. Some people go through a lot worse than what I'm going through, and some people go through a lot better than what I'm going through. Everyone's situation and story is unique. And that's why I said it's important not to focus on other people's stories. It's nice to read the success stories and hear people say like how much better it gets, and that this does end, and that you actually end up feeling better than ever once this is all over, and you feel like you can fucking do anything, which I could see, because it's a huge mental, it's a mind fuck, like it's a huge mental mind fuck. And it's really hard. It's very, very, very hard. But they all say it's worth it, so I'm going to keep doing it. I'm going to keep going day by day, moment by moment, minute by minute. Sometimes it's literally minute by minute. And that's my update, and I'm going to keep updating as I go along through this journey. And I hope that anyone who watches this is doing okay. If you're not doing okay, reach out for support. Let's not hide what we're going through. Let's talk about this shit. Like, it's important, and it helps people feel less alone too, and then it helps us be there for each other, which in turn makes us feel better. So yeah, I think that's everything. My memory is, out the window too, but that'll also get better. So yeah, that's all I wanted to talk about. That's all I wanted to update on. I am going to get better, and I'm excited to get back into the world of helping other people with their issues, because damn, if I thought I knew a lot before, I was wrong. I know a lot now. I've been learning so much. So there are gifts in this darkness for sure. Okay,